Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Previously we saw how YouTube Data API version 3 is used to retrieve the video statistics, and in this video we are going to make some user interface changes to make our layout better and good looking than it currently is. So I'm gonna need you to head over to row item layout XML layout file, and what you currently might have over here, I'm gonna need you to remove that. So the first thing that we will do over here is add a image view like we had previously. Actually, you can give this a width and height of 65 display pixels and give that a margin of 16. And let's see, what do we have here? Okay. Alright, and two text views. One would be for the video title and the published date. So I'm going to give this an ID of title, and this one an ID of published at. So I need these two text views to the right of the circle image view, just over here. So I'm gonna add an attribute to both of these. Gonna add an ID of thumbnail. Alright, and to right of thumbnail, similarly we would have this over here, and margin top of 18 display pixels. You can make that a 20, and we can drag the second text view just beneath the title text view, and we can remove the margin and give that a margin top of 8 display pixels, which it doesn't seem to work because it's vertical, it's being centered. Okay, so we're gonna have to add this attribute layout align bottom and margin bottom of -25. So what it's gonna do is it's gonna align itself to the bottom of the title text view. So let's place a couple of placeholders so that we would know what would be placed here. And published date, I'm gonna add a text color of black, change its font to small caps, and increase its text size to 17. Okay, and last thing that is left is a divider. So you would have a view which would have its height of 1 display pixel, and it would have a background of black. Okay, alright, and it would align itself to the bottom of thumbnail, and we would drag it right below over here. Okay, and the last thing, one more thing, is I'm gonna add two attributes, max lines and min lines. So what these are gonna do, if we have a larger title, video title, for example of 3 lines, so what it's gonna do, it's gonna span that video title to over a single line. So if the user has to see more information, he's gonna have to click the item and head over to the next screen to see the video, the description, and the comments, more everything in detail. So let's run this program to see, and you're gonna have to comment out description, because we are gonna have to show the description inside the video activity underneath the statistics. So you're gonna have to comment out the holder, description view holder, and its variable. So let me just bring up my emulator. Okay, now let's run the program to see that we are getting our desired result or not. It's gonna take its time to load, depending upon your laptop and its speed. So you're gonna have to bear with it. there we have our layout. It looks pretty good than what we had before. Before we had a card view, we had a title, description, and the publish date. It was not quite what I was expecting, so I had to make another video to add these layout changes. And there's one more thing that we need to do. We're gonna head over to activity main.xml and we have to add swipe refresh layout. And we're gonna have to give this an ID of swipe refresh. Okay, copy that and head over to MainActivity Java class, make a variable, and we're gonna have to find this view by ID so I can access the refresh listener. Before doing that, I'm gonna create a function get data. So what this function will do, we'll copy this and paste it over here. Okay, so it's gonna retrieve these values from the API. By values I mean the image view, the title, and the publish date, and it's gonna display it on the screen obviously. And right before the get data function, we will create setup refresh listener function, and inside this function we will reference the swipe refresh layout and add a set on refresh listener. So what this refresh listener will do, it will listen for the user swipes. When the user swipes from the top, it will show a loader to indicate that the data is being loaded, so is being fetched. So inside the on refresh callback, we have to call a function set refreshing and set its value, boolean value, to true. So underneath it I'm gonna call get data function and call the function again and set its value to false, because initially when we don't have the data, it will show the loader in the screen, and when we get the data it's gonna set it to false, and by that I mean the loader is gonna disappear once we have the data. So I'm gonna copy that, actually this one, to do the same thing over here. Initially it's gonna show loader, and when we have the data it's gonna set its value to false to make it disappear. So in case if we have any error, let's suppose this if condition, so if this condition fails, it's gonna hop over to this else condition and do the same thing. It's gonna make it go away. And with this we can show a toast message to tell the user that something went wrong. Okay, so let's run this program to see what do we have. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the reason that I added swipe refresh layout. Suppose that before launching the app, uh, you know you don't have a Wi-Fi connection, right? So when you launch the app, it's gonna show you a blank screen with an error. Okay, and there is one more error. We have to set this to false. It doesn't have to keep on spinning. Let's take a look at that. Right, you're gonna have to copy this and paste it over here. Right, so initially when I launch the app, and suppose that we don't have an internet connection, so it's gonna show me a blank screen, right? So now when I turn on the Wi-Fi, right, and now when I refresh, it will show me this data. So this is all for this video. In the next video, what we will do is that when a user clicks upon a specific layout item, so underneath these video statistics we would have description and all the comments of the people, that users that have commented on this particular video. So stay tuned for the next video, and I will see you guys next time.